Today on the channel, it's back to the Batman 66 line with Burgus Meredith as Penguin, Eartha Kit as Catwoman.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Batman 66 unboxing and review. And today we've got two of the latest villains in Penguin and Catwoman. But remember, for all your Batman needs and a whole lot more, hit up Big Bad Toy Store. Link in the description below. But of course, you're not going to find these there, as these are Target exclusives currently. We've unboxed Batman, we've unboxed Robin, the Batmobile, Joker, the Riddler on the channel. Now we're doing Catwoman, now we're doing Penguin. So far I've passed on the Surfer Shorts, Joker, and Batman. I'm thinking about passing on Batman and Riddler with the boxing gloves. But these two core villains, I can't pass these guys up. So that's exactly why they are here today to be unboxed. And of course, we're going to unbox these like we do everything else on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there, and of course, we'll compare it to some of the other fine villains from this line at the end of the video. So let's do it like we always do it. Let's start with the females first. Ladies first. My wife and daughters always tell me, Dad, ladies first. So there you go. We're going to follow the tradition here. But there's old Eartha Kit Catwoman. This is my Catwoman as a little kid, of course. That was my first real exposure to Batman outside of, you know, the Super Friends, the Kenner toys back in the early 80s. But I watched a lot of Superpowers, of course. But I also watched Batman 66. It was on, I don't know if it was on Nick at Night or what it was on, but I definitely watched a lot of episodes. And that was really my first introduction into Batman as a very little kid. So it's still very fond in my heart. There you go. But a good looking Eartha Kit Catwoman here. Of course, we got those effect pieces to the side. Not a huge fan of those, but we'll talk about them when we get out of the package here. Nice packaging, real nice throwback packaging. Just screams 1966 is what it is. What a time to be alive 66 was. Oh, I was just a little kid, or maybe I was like negative 20 years old. But hey, it's still fun to pretend. I think Sergeant Pepper was running wild, running hard, running fast, running free at the time. Who knows? But there's the Batmobile on the back, got a little bit of that Batcave. Still playing a little of that long game on that Batcave. I don't know if I need that, but if I am going to get it, I'm going to get it on cheap clearance. Warnings, UPCs down below, a little glamour shot of Catwoman, and then the old classic Batman logo right there. Love that Batman logo. So there it is. Nothing on the back. Batmobile designed by Desinder Poor. By George Barris. George Barris had designed by in multiple languages. Good for them. Nothing else back here. McFarlane Toys, Catwoman, usual suspects. All right, let's get Catwoman out of the package. See what all the fuss is about. No, there's fuss. Let me tell you, there's fuss on this one. See you later. Off to the side. Going off to the side a lot lately. Yeah, it's changing it up. Changing it up. It's springtime. Almost, kind of. But there it is. There's Catwoman right there with the two effect pieces in the plastic prison. Pop these out. There it is. There it is. And Catwoman. See you later, old school style. Straight off. All right, let's get down to these. We've got Eow. Ooh, Eow. And of course, these clip right on their hands. I am not a big fan of these effects, though. I get why people like it. It's the campiness of the show. But on my display, doesn't do anything for me at all. Aye. Oh, I say that all the time. Aye. Ah. There it is. So you got purple, you got yellow. Very fitting with the series. Just like I said, not for me at all. But the figures, on the other hand, those are for me. We got Eartha Kit looking only like Catwoman could look. Now, not tons of bells and whistles with these figures. Not too far off from a statue. Not too far off from an old school Star Wars toy, really. But you do get an elbow joint. It is not double jointed. Shoulders go up. Oh, they're very tight joints on these, which I do appreciate, but very, very tight. Wrist, you can move the hands around. The hands are not removable. Head, you can move. The hair does get in the way here, but some great sculpting of the hair on this one. And then, of course, the cat ears up at the top to really signify who this is. The Catwoman mask as well. Nice gold chain around the front. A matching belt. She's very stylish. And then got a black Catwoman suit, bodysuit going on with nice sparkles to the paint. A nice sparkle that really does shine and kind of pop as you look it over. Really good sculpt here. And then you get it down to the high heels on this one. I do notice there is no peg holes in the feet, so I'm almost a little nervous to see if this one will even stand on its own. We know from Marvel Legends, WWE figures, probably this Catwoman, that high-heeled figures, always very difficult to stand. But they made a liar out of Kyle right here. You guys saw it all. I was saying, oh, this would never stand, and bam, look at that. Stands very well. So kudos, Todd McFarlane, as that looks like it would be a hard one to stand, but for whatever reason, the power of McFarlane compels me, and it does stand just fine. You do get a nice knee joint, but that's all you're getting out of it. You're not getting a whole lot. Not getting any side-to-side out of the legs. These are just basically display pieces. Don't look to do fancy articulation, fancy Catwoman stuff with her. That's just not going to happen. No accessories, no whips, nothing else. No cat food, no cat, nothing else with her. It's just she is what she is. She is the Catwoman. But very cool for what this represents. I like it. I found this on the shelves at Target this week. There was like 8 of them on the shelf all at once, so probably they're shipping in their own cases. Who knows what the story is there, but it is fairly easy to get, at least right now. And I don't know if anybody's had really any trouble with any of these Batman 66. Now she doesn't want to stand, of course. Of course she doesn't want to. I don't know if anybody's had any trouble with these Batman 66 figures. Outside of like the Platinum Edition ones, those can be a little bit challenging. But the regular line, I think if you're in enough Targets, you'll come across them all. Like any other toy, when they're brand new, they're hard to get. But just wait a couple of weeks, maybe a month. We'll probably see these all over the place. That's usually the way it goes. Now we turn our attention to Burgus Meredith as the Penguin. Burgus Meredith, one of the greatest actors of all time. Killed it as the Penguin. Killed it as Globulus. He's a guy who knows who Nemesis Enforcer is, of course, in G.I. Joe. But that was, I think, my first introduction to Burgus Meredith was Penguin, shortly followed by probably Globulus, and then probably Mick and Rocky, I would have to think. But what an actor, what a career, what a life of Burgus Meredith. And one of his most famous is the Penguin. And still to this day, like many Batman characters, when I think Penguin, I go back to this one. And it's just, that's where I came up at. I know some people were Batman animated series. Just all depends where you came into the Batman franchise. But very cool, very similar packaging, of course, to the Catwoman. Get the effects. We'll read those. Looks like the Penguin right there. You got Batman logo up top. On the back, same as Catwoman, just a Penguin glamour shot. Warnings, UPCs, Batmobile, Batman logos, McFarlane logos, warnings, all that fun stuff. So nothing too crazy, no wheel being reinvented here. Let's get the Penguin out of the package. Bam, there it is. See you later, maybe, soon. All right, give it the old see you later. Goodbye, knocking things over. That's just the way we do it. All right, now we get the effects here on the side, the old plastic prison. There it is. Love the plastic prison. And we're going to start with the effects. See you later. Goodbye. All right, we got a big old kapow. And I don't remember the Penguin really throwing punches in anybody. I think he was getting punched in the face. He was more of a mental giant. A mental giant. And then you got the straight up old school pow. Pow! There it is right there. Now we get down to Burgus Meredith. Now, first thing I wish we had a cane or an umbrella or something. He does look good, though. This is Burgus Meredith. The head sculpt looks fantastic. Even has the monocle in the eye and the big top hat. Oh, it was all the rage in '66. I heard the monocle is coming back. It's not just for the Penguin and Mr. Peanut anymore. It's going to be for Kyle. I got one eye that's worse than the other ones. I just had to go to the eye doctor recently. This eye has gotten worse. So I said, could I get a monocle and just, use a contact here and a monocle over there? And they looked at me like I had 3 heads. I don't even think the optometrist at the time even knew what a monocle was. So where are we as a society if we don't understand the power of a monocle? Really? I mean, think about that. You might want to think about it before you go to bed. But yeah, he looks good with his monocle. Nice, clear. You can see the eye through it. I do like that look. It does look like he's got like a ton of makeup. It's like caked on him, it looks like, on the face. But it does look, Burgus Meredith obviously was very old in the 80s when he was in Rocky, G.I. Joe. But 60s, he was still old. So it's like he's a guy that's been old forever almost. I believe even in the Twilight Zone episode, he was in a famous Twilight Zone episode, if I'm not mistaken. And he looked old there too. So he's just one of those guys that looked old forever, like Arn Anderson. Yeah, there you go. But nice purple top hat here that really sets this whole thing off. That color really brings everything together. And then, of course, such a fashion plate. Matches the bow tie. Got white gloves on. Got beautiful shoes. Just very well dressed. Of course, he's got his tails. Where's the Penguin without his tails? Just really looks good. Very, very good. Just very good all around. I do have a little dent in the back jacket, though. That's unfortunate. Just a little dent there. I don't know how that would have possibly happened. But very tight joints once again. Single jointed elbows, single jointed knees. I do like that the knees are kind of covered up, though. You don't really see that joint, but it does look a little strange with that little flap going on there. But very, very tight joints. He does not have pig holes either, so he's not going to be standing on anything either. So he's a little top heavy, so we might have some issues with these guys trying to stand. Penguin does not seem to want to cooperate. And boy, he doesn't move in the ankles either. I thought he had ankle articulation. There is no articulation in the ankles. It's all one piece. He can do the side to side on the feet, so you can make him walk like a penguin if you are so inclined. But this guy might be trouble. With no peg holes, being a little bit top heavy, he might be a tough one to get to stand. Yeah, I don't know how that is going to work. I am definitely going to have to play with this. He might be a leaner. We all have characters in our collection that we display that are a leaner, where we just give up the fights. I can't get this guy displayed. I'm just going to... Oh, I think I found the sweet touch. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Oh, there it is. All right, you got to put a little crink in his knees. You're going to have to play with it to get it just right for your surface. Hopefully that'll be the case and he will fit. Can I get Eartha Kit to stand again? She stood so good the first time. Oh, there it is. The magic. Look at that. You just got to do your hands like this and then they'll stand. And that's exactly what we got. Of course, we got a little comparisons. So I thought so. I thought the other ones had peg holes in their feet. So they do fit on the ringside collectible stands. And these guys do not. So that is extremely unfortunate. I like to have uniformity in things. Especially peg holes. So I can stand these people up. But we got the Joker. We got Riddler. We're really getting that team. Where's King Tut? Can we get King Tut pretty soon? It'll be interesting to see how deep this line goes. I was actually kind of surprised we got these ones. You know, we're getting a lot of repaints, getting the most of your molds. Those are helping afford the Catwomans and the Penguins of the world, because you're not going to get more molds out of these most likely. Maybe they can work King Tut into this somehow. I don't know. But that's the way it usually goes in the toy business. So you get the Surfer shorts for $2. You get the Riddler regular. You get the boxing ones, you get a Catwoman. That's just kind of the trade-off in toy collections and toy companies. It's not all bad, but for me in this line, I'm not looking to complete everything. I don't think so. Unless, you know, got to get a deal out there. If I come across the Surfer shorts at $6.99 or something on a deal, I would pick them up. But as of right now, one of each character, the main looks of that character, that's as deep as I'm going in the Batman 66 line. And I'm still trying to decide where I'm going to display this exactly in my collection. But there it is. Any thoughts from you guys out there? You hitting your targets? Are you looking for these? You passing on these? Let me know in the comments down below. And don't forget to like this video. You made it this far. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the old notification bell. Follow me on social media at SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson, ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. And of course, Patreon, where you can get this video and a lot of other videos much, much earlier. Plus giveaways, bonus content. Everything's over there on Patreon. And best of all, you support the channel. So for Batman 66, I am Kyle. See you guys all real soon.